Hey everybody, how's it going? So, breaking news here. Well, not really breaking news, to be honest. It happened yesterday, or last night. But, moments ago, President Trump officially announced Portland, Oregon is next on the list. We're going to wipe them out. They won't even stand the fight. These are paid terrorists. So, he is going after none other than Antifa. I think it's entirely appropriate. These are people who gather in groups, who actually actively commit acts of terror, and they need to be stopped. So it's hilarious to see the left absolutely melt down. I actually just genuinely don't care. If they're like, well, there's other cities have higher murder rates and stuff. It's like, I don't care. I don't care if other cities have higher murder rates or not. You guys are committing a greater crime that I'm not even allowed to say on YouTube because, you know, YouTube won't let it get out. It's been frustrating. I've been saying a few words as of late that have gotten videos deranked. And obviously my camera's not working right now. I got a new camera coming in here in a couple days. Well, actually, it should be in today, but Amazon. You just never know. Anyway, guys, aside from that, please like, subscribe, and share. That would help out a whole lot. So, they're freaking out here. When will Trump start cracking down on cities with the highest murder rates, a.k.a. Republican-led states? You know what's really stupid about that? When will Trump start cracking down on the cities with the highest murder rates? Republican-led states. I didn't know a state was a city. That's interesting. And then he says, actually, the cities with the highest murder rates in America are all in Republican-led states. Interesting, you know? Yet Trump isn't sending the National Guard into those cities. That's so weird. Why would Trump do that? It's almost like, oh, wait a minute. The city he listed, oh, let's see. So, St. Louis, Missouri. Let's see, St. Louis, Missouri, Democrat-ran city. Detroit, Michigan. Did he mention that one? He didn't mention that. But Birmingham, Alabama. How about Birmingham, Alabama? Is it on the list here? Birmingham, Alabama, right down here at the bottom. Democrat-ran. Oh, okay. So, let's see, Jackson, Mississippi. Where's Jackson at? Is Jackson on here? Oh, Jackson's not even high enough on the list here. So, it doesn't even matter. I don't know why Jackson's actually here. Let's see. How about Memphis and New Orleans? Let's see. Memphis is right here, number 3. Democrat ran. New Orleans? Oh, okay. Surely they're Republican ran. Nope, they're Democrat as well. So seeing all this here, and then I also have Grok to fact check it. All listed cities have Democratic mayors as of September 2025. Noting many elections are nonpartisan, but affiliations are as follows. Jackson, Mississippi, Democrat. Birmingham, Alabama, Democrat. St. Louis, Missouri, Democrat. Memphis, Democrat. New Orleans, Democrat. You see. Grok was able to fact check him. And whatever site this guy was used, violent crime per rate 100,000. You know, I mean, it's just ridiculous to see this infighting. Or them trying to turn this around in general. It's not even infighting. Literally, the Democrats are like, why don't you send them to other cities? Well, you'll complain anyway. But let me tell you why. First of all, actual political terries are not as active as they are in Portland. Second of all, Portland has outlawed, well, not outlawed, they have made legal, illegal, federally illegal substances, as well as crimes. Just in general. They're breaking federal law by allowing, you know, I mean, these people are literally allowed to smoke whatever they want on the street corner. These people are allowed to go around and terrorize people. These people are allowed to go around and do whatever they want. And they're a sanctuary city as well. They are breaking almost every single federal law. So the federal government gets to come in and do what they want. And he's going to use probably the National Guard to help with all of that. They're completely out of control. They are one of the most out of control left-wing city. They are the most out of control left-wing city in the entire United States. When it comes to literally the government not doing what they're supposed to do in that city and in that state. It's insane. Absolutely insane. Now, as for the rest of the cities, don't worry. Trump will get around to them. I guarantee you, Trump will get the National Guard in Chicago, in St. Louis, in Detroit, in Memphis, in Baltimore, in Cleveland, in Washington, in New Orleans, Philadelphia, Atlanta, Chicago. Well, I said Chicago. I guarantee you, beyond a shadow of a doubt, Trump will get to your city Every single one of these cities. He will get to them. Give him some time. He literally had to do D.C. first. He had to. The reason why he had to do D.C. first is very simple. He's in D.C. It would probably be the most appropriate for Donald Trump to send in the National Guard to the very area that he is located in. Even if it was like number 30 on the list, I think it probably would have been most appropriate. It should not be dangerous where the president sits. Period. So that just makes sense. Now, if you want to talk about like which city needs it the most, that's all opinion. That's all opinion because every city has a different crime rate per se. May it be, and he's looking directly at just murder. The problem with looking at just murder rates, that's not indicative of gang or really any specific crime. For all we know, this could be just a bunch of domestic. They could have the highest domestic rate in America. We don't know. If there aren't people on the streets committing crimes nearly as often, he's probably mainly focusing on people in the streets committing crimes that are out of control, making it very unsafe for people to go outside. It's very, very, very difficult to catch somebody who is premeditating on their spouse in their own home. You see what I'm saying? So depending on what is skyrocketing that rate, makes it a lot more difficult, and he's going to have to be careful with that. Okay? Now, he's saying Chicago is the murder capital of the world. That could be true. Because here's a fact. Okay? Murder does not always take place on the streets or in the home. It depends on the city and depends on the crime and depends on who's doing it. Chicago, I 100% believe, would be the murder capital of the world. When it comes to, I'm going to take a walk at midnight, and then somebody's going to, end me and take my wallet. Now, I'm sure Ohio, because they always, every single story I ever cover on the True Crime Channel, pretty much when it's in the United States, when it comes to like serial killers, those guys almost always come out of Ohio. I don't know why. Something in the water? Who knows? Maybe it's all the rust that's been leaking into the water, I doubt it, but I'm just being facetious. You would see it on my face if I had my camera. But anyway, you guys get what I'm saying, right? It depends on the location and depends on what is most prominent in that location. So I think what Trump's doing here is dead on because he's going to get rid of all these people who are committing absolute, they're terrorists. They're literally burning down police stations, court buildings, everything along those lines. I think that's pretty dangerous. I'd say that's pretty insane. They need stopped. They're going to go to prison. We're not going to deal with these people anymore. They're not going to be able to rig up elections. They're not going to be able to do anything like that anymore. They're going to be following the same laws that everybody else has to follow. And that means that these crazy people, well, they're going to be pulled out. They're going to be done. And finally, we're going to get the United States back to normal. So, no sympathy. I don't care what these people have to say. Krasenstein here, they're just big crybabies that always oppose Trump, even when it's in their benefit. It's hilarious, Trump says something that's really, really good, they'll just say something really, really bad. Oh no, you blew up a bunch of terrorists that were coming from Venezuela. Oh, those poor guys. Yeah, I'm sure you really wanted them to make it into the United States and spread their fentanyl everywhere, That's just such a good thing, Ed. Such a brilliant thing. An idiot. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Again, please like, subscribe, and share, guys, and I will see you all here in the next one. Later.